Hello, I hope you guys are doing well. We are going to do simple interest. Make sure you still have a sheet of paper out and you're copying everything down. Again, if I go too fast, feel free to pause the video so you can write everything you need down. The objective for today is I can use a formula to calculate simple interest. Let's define what simple interest is. It's how much money an amount earns over time with a given starting point. So think of it like when I want to save money at the bank, I can put money into an account and that account earns interest over an amount of time. And when that time has passed, the bank will give me money for allowing me, or it's kind of like a bonus for them because I gave them my money to hold on to. They're happy that I did that I used them over other banks. So they give me interest, and it's kind of like a little kickback, a little reward for choosing that bank. So simple interest has a formula. It's I equals PRT. I is interest. It's the amount of money that the bank is going to give me at the end of the period of time that we agreed upon. P is the principal. It's the initial amount or the starting amount. So when you see the word principal, we're just talking about initial amount or starting amount. Principal is a word that you will see when you get out of high school and you're an adult and you do your own finances. It's used for like a principal on a loan. It's what the original loan is for, or again, the amount of money you put in an account or an investment. R represents the interest rate. This is going to be a percent, okay, but we need to change our percents to decimals to put them in the calculator. And then T is our time. It's the amount of time that we're leaving our money in the account. So let's try an example. Okay, we have our formula up there at the top, the I equals PRT. You deposit $2,500 in a savings account that earns simple interest at a rate of 2.3% per year. So the first question wants us to figure out how much interest I would earn after leaving my money in that account for 9 years. Okay, so we're going to use I equals PRT. So I'm going to write that. I equals PRT. Okay, it's asking how much interest. So we're solving for I. So we're going to fill in our principal amount. We're going to fill in our rate, our percentage. Okay, our rate and our time. All right, so in the problem, I need to figure out what is my principal, what's my rate, and what's my time. So if I read it again, you deposit $2,500 in the savings account. That's my starting amount. Okay, my starting amount is my principal, so that's my P. Okay, and then it earns simple interest at a rate of 2.3% per year. Okay, my percent is my R. Okay, but I have to change it to a decimal. So if I'm starting with 2.3%, I have to move the decimal so the percent symbol goes away. And remember, we do 2 to the left, so 1, 2. It's going to go here, and I need the 0 for the placeholder. So 0, 2, 3. Okay, is going to be my rate, my R. And then we need time. So it asks how much interest will you have earned after 9 years. That's my time. Okay, and I fill it all in. So the first spot is principal, and that's my 2,500. The next spot is my rate, which is my 0.023. And the next spot is my time, which is 9 years. Now all I have to do is take all of this and type it in my calculator, multiply it all together. So I grab my calculator. I'm going to take my 2,500. I'm going to hit the multiplication button, 0.023, and then times the 9 years. And if I hit enter, my answer is 517.5. Now keep in mind we're talking about money, and money always has 2 decimal places. So since we only have 1 decimal place, we're going to put a 0 after that 5 to fill in the space. So my answer, the amount of interest that we are making, is $517.50. So what that means is that the bank, after 9 years, will give me free money, give me free $517.50 just because I left my money in their account at their bank over all the other banks. Okay, so it is free money. It does pay to save. The next question, though, says how much money do you have in the account now? So after the 9 years, after they pay me the interest, they want to know, what is my total amount going to be? Okay, so remember, before the 9 years passed, I started with the $2,500, and then at the end of the 9 years, I gained $517.50. So to find the total, all I have to do is add those together, and that's going to be $3,017.50. I gotta put a little dollar sign on that. There you go. There's my total. Okay. So we have another example problem. What I'd like you to do is I would like you to try this problem on your own first. Pause the video, and then when you're done, start the video up and you can see if you're correct. All right, so now that you've tried it on your own first, we're going to do it together. You deposited $1,300 in a savings account that earns simple interest at a rate of 1.5% per year. And it's asking, how much interest will you have earned after 20 years? Okay, so I go through my problem and pick out the important information. This is important. That $1,300 was my principal amount. It was my starting. And the 1.5% per year was my rate, my R. But again, I can't leave the percent symbol. So to get rid of it, I move this decimal over 2 spots to the left. Okay, and I have to put a 0 in for a placeholder. So now my rate is 0.015. And then my time is 20 years, so that's going to be my T. Okay. Remembering my formula is I equals PRT. Okay, so I'm going to fill in my principal, my rate, and my time, because that's going to give me the amount of interest. So the principal was $1,300, because it was my starting amount, and the rate was my 0.015, because it was my percent, but I had to change it to a decimal so I could use it in my calculator. And then my time was 20 years. Okay, and again, we just need to type this all into our calculator, multiply it all out. So let's grab our calculator and take 1,300 times our 0.015 times the 20 years. And we hit enter, and I get 390, and it's nice and even too. So $390 is what the bank is giving me for interest. So if I keep my money in there for 20 years, I'll gain $390. It's free money. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, especially for keeping it in there for 20 years, but it is free money, so keep that in mind. The next question that it's asking is, how much money do you have now in the account? So total. Okay, so if I started with $1,300 and after 20 years I gained $390, I have to add those together to get my total amount, which will give me $1,690.